He clocks 50 hours a week. He pays his taxes. He saves what he can. He did everything society told him to do, yet somehow, every single year, he gets poorer. For decades, there was a deal, an unwritten contract. You put in the hours, and in return, you secured a comfortable, thriving life for your family, a house, a yard, and the absolute certainty that your kids would have it better than you did. But for the modern worker, the gears of that machine seem to be grinding to a halt. There is a growing, quiet friction that doesn't just affect the unemployed, it is increasingly targeting the people putting in the most hours. The traditional formula for prosperity is being replaced by a systemic vice grip, one that seems to tighten regardless of how hard an individual works. To understand why so many Americans feel broke, we need to stop blaming individual work ethic. We need to look at the invisible macroeconomic pressures engineering this modern poverty. In the post-war industrial era, a worker's physical output was directly tied to their compensation. The more you built, the more you earned. This chart contrasts productivity with real wages over 50 years. In the early 70s, the line split. Workers kept producing more, but paychecks flatlined. Inside that void is lost purchasing power. Inflation acts as a compounding annual pay cut, making your dollars buy less. We see the damage immediately at the pump. What was once an accessible everyday commodity has inflated into an insurmountable daily expense. The financial floor beneath the worker has collapsed. You are forced to work exponentially longer hours just to afford the exact same baseline of existence. Shelter is the historical cornerstone of the American dream. Entire neighborhoods were designed and built to be easily attainable on a single average salary. But housing is no longer treated strictly as shelter. It is traded globally as a financialized asset. Look at this ratio. In the 1970s, a home cost about 2 to 3 times the median annual salary. Today, that multiple has skyrocketed, pushing home ownership completely out of reach for a normal wage earner. At the same time, institutional investors are quietly hoarding entry-level real estate. They outbid families with cash, trapping workers in a permanent rental market. The primary mechanism for generational wealth building has been walled off. The modern worker is no longer an owner. They are a permanent subscriber to their life. Then come the societal ultimatums. You need a college degree just to pass the scanner, and you need healthcare simply to stay alive. A 4-year degree is the baseline requirement for most living wage careers. Securing that credential requires 18-year-olds to mortgage their financial futures before entering the workforce. And then the unique peril of American healthcare. You can save diligently for years, but a single medical emergency can annihilate a lifetime of discipline. This graph tracks consumer inflation. The bottom line is the Consumer Price Index. The lines shooting vertically above it, that is the cost of college tuition and healthcare. These are unavoidable, inelastic costs that have violently outpaced normal inflation over the last 20 years. Education and health are no longer societal stepping stones. They are extortionate toll booths, specifically designed to strip mine the worker's remaining capital. When we zoom out from the individual and look at the entire nation, the results of this multi-front squeeze become obvious. We are witnessing the objective hollowing out of the middle class. There was a time when a fair wage created thriving local economies. Downtowns were bustling engines of working-class commercial wealth. Today, we see the physical decay left behind by a financialized economy that extracted that wealth and entirely abandoned the worker. The math is inescapable. Being broke today is rarely a personal failure. It is the mathematical certainty of a system where costs are uncapped, but wages are tethered. There is a profound psychological toll to doing everything right and still failing. If working harder no longer leads to prosperity, then what happens to the American dream?